Good evening to all of you. Today is budget day. I have an opening statement which will take me about 5 to 6 minutes to read. And after that, my good friend Mr. Gaurav Gogoi will speak in Hindi, and then we'll take a few questions. The takeaway from budget 2025-26 is that the BJP is wooing the tax-paying middle class and the Bihar electorate. These announcements will be welcomed by the 3.2 crore tax-paying middle class and the 7.65 crore voters of Bihar. For the rest of India, the Honorable Finance Minister had no more than soothing words, punctuated by the applause of BJP members led by the Honorable Prime Minister. Let me first look at the financial performance in the current year, 24-25. Revised receipts are lower by 41,240 crore. Revised net tax receipts are lower by 26,439 crore rupees. On the expenditure side, total expenditure has been cut by rupees 1,04,025 crore, and capital expenditure has been cut by rupees 92,682 crore. Of this cut, the sectors that have suffered most and the amounts of cuts are health, 1,255 crore rupees, education, 11,584 crore rupees, social welfare, 10,019 crore rupees, agriculture, 10,992 crore rupees, rural development, 75,133 crore rupees, urban development, 18,907 crore rupees, and the development of the Northeast, 1,894 crore rupees. The cruelest cuts were in allocations for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, OBC, and minorities. Here are a few examples. PM Anisuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. Budget allocation was 2,040 crore. The actual expenditure is only 800 crore rupees. PM Young Achievers Scholarship for OBC, EBC, and denotified tribes. Allocation was 1,836 crore rupees. Actual expenditure will be 1,381 crore rupees. Post-metric scholarship for scheduled castes. Allocation was 6,360 crore rupees. Actual expenditure will be 5,500 crore rupees. Program for development of scheduled tribes. Allocation was 4,300 crore rupees. Actual expenditure will be 3,630 crore rupees. There is nothing to cheer about the fact that the government has improved the fiscal deficit from the BE of 4.9% to the revised estimate of 4.8%. It was achieved at a huge cost to the economy. Those who did not believe us when we said that the economy is slowing down will, I hope, believe us now. Those who did not believe us that the capacity of the government to plan and implement schemes has diminished will, I hope, believe us now. Capital expenditure for 2025-26, that is the next year, has been increased by 1,02,661 crore rupees, but having regard to the experience of 24-25, I doubt the capacity of the government to achieve the target. I'm glad, however, that the Finance Minister has shed her faith in astrological determined numbers like last year. Without burdening you with numbers, I urge you to look at the budget estimates and the revised estimates for 24-25 and the budget estimates for 25-26 for the following programs and schemes. They clearly indicate, 1, the government has lost faith in these programs announced with fanfare in the previous budget speeches, and 2, the government's capacity has significantly diminished. Examples are Poshan, Jal Jeevan Mission, National Social Assistance Program, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, Crop Insurance Scheme, Urea Subsidy, and PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. In each of these programs, the budget estimates are very different from the revised estimates. Either it means that the government is no longer interested in these programs or has doubts about its capacity to implement the programs. The railways have been shortchanged. If you examine the railway specific heads of expenditure, you will find that in 24-25, the budget estimate was 2,06,961 crore. The revised estimate is 2,12,786 crore. And for the next year, it is 2,13,552 crore. Railways serve the overwhelming majority of the population. The increase of a paltry 766 crore rupees in 2025-26 will not even account for the inflation. The allocation will be effectively less than last year's allocation. On the much vaunted PLI schemes, plus new employment generation scheme, plus Skill India program that we promised to create thousands of jobs, the youth of this country have been cheated. Against the BE of 24-25 of 26,018 crore, the actual expenditure will be only rupees 15,286 crore. Finally, it is evident that neither the FM nor the PM cared for the advice of the Chief Economic Advisor. He gave sensible advice in the economic survey. Get out of the way was his call to the government. On the contrary, the budget is full of new schemes and programs, many of which are beyond the capacity of this government. I counted at least 15 new schemes and programs and 4 new funds. The FM is walking on the worn-out path. She is not willing to break free as we did in 1991 and 2004. She is not willing to deregulate. She is not willing to get out of the way of the people, especially the entrepreneurs and the MSMEs and the startups. It is the bureaucracy that will be happy with this budget. In closing, I would like to say that the economy will trudge along on the old path and deliver no more than the usual 6 or 6.5% growth in 25-26. This is a far cry from the 8% growth rate that the CEA estimated in order to become a developed country. In our view, this is a government with no new ideas and no will to reach beyond its grasp.
Yeah. Prime Minister has said that it's a force multiplier, and the tax relief that people are going to get, it is actually going to boost savings in our country.
Who are the tax-paying return filers? The taxpayers are only 3.2 crore in this country. Let's get that first. Total number of taxpayers is a little over 8 crore. But of that, the bulk file nil returns. The 3.2 crore people get relief. I'm happy about it. But what about the remaining 141 crore people? Their wages are stagnant. The household monthly per capita expenditure in rural India is 4,122 rupees, which is about 140 rupees a day. And in urban India, it is 7,000 rupees, which is 230 rupees a day. This is the state of the vast majority of the people. While I don't grudge, in fact, I welcome that the 3.2 crore people have got relief. What is the relief given to the remaining 141 crore people?
Sir, the new income tax bill will be introduced next week. Don't you think that 1.141 crore people will get into it?
I don't know. Let us see the bill. Have you seen the bill? I don't know what the bill is. But the fact is, today a little over 8 crore people filed returns, of which only 3.2 crore people file a tax-paying return. The rest are nil returns.
सर यही सवाल मेरा
No, one by one.
Sir, you've said that the economy will trudge along at around 6 to 6.5%. So, do you think that with the government repeatedly talking about Viksit Bharat by 2047, do you think that would remain a pipe dream?
It is. It is a pipe dream today, and at this rate of growth, it will remain a pipe dream for a long time. Not only I said it, the chief economic advisor has said yesterday that unless we grow at 8% for 15 to 20 years, by 2047, we will not become a developed country. At 6 to 6.5%, it will take another 15 to 20 years.
Sir, Modi government claims that by end of this tenure, India will become third largest economy, 5 trillion economy. It is possible with such kind of budget. How many more years it will take to become India third largest economy?
I have answered this question several times. Whether there is a government or not, whether the BJP government is there or any other government is there, we will become a third largest economy. I mean, it doesn't require a government. After the US and China, we will become the third largest economy because we are 144 crore people and we are growing. So that's not a invention or a discovery of the Narendra Modi government. We will become a third largest economy. Question is when?
Yes.
Question is when? I've given you examples. If you go from Delhi to Agra by flight, it will take 1 hour. If you go by car, it will take about 6-7 hours. If you go by cycle also, you will reach Agra, except that it will take 6 months. The point is, when will we become the third largest economy and $5 trillion? That, of course, the government will not answer because the government does not know. The chief economic advisor has done the calculation, which has been done by several economists. If I grow at 6 to 7%, we will take a long, long time to become a developed economy and touch the $5 trillion mark.
Chidambaram ji, one question here, please. Considering this is her 8th budget, do you think the finance minister has finally run out of steam? And how many marks would you give her for this one?
If I was a Delhi voter, I'm not. I'll give her high marks. If I was a Bihar voter, I'll give her high marks. But the rest of the country, what mark do... She has said nothing about job creation. She has said nothing about private investment. She has nothing about FDI. She has said nothing about the dollar-rupee exchange rate. She has said nothing about our huge trade deficit with China. She has said nothing about the threat from the US about imposing tariff on India. She said nothing about these things. I mean, those are the burning issues today. And she should have addressed those issues. On the contrary, she is focused on Delhi election and Bihar election.
Mr. Chidambaram,
Priority for this government is basically polls and not the people.
Well, you said that, I concur.
Mr. Chidambaram, Karnataka Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister have accused Centre of having discriminatory approach towards their state. They have decried unfair budget allocation for Karnataka. Similarly, MPs from Tamil Nadu have said that their state have been ignored and not once Tamil Nadu was mentioned. Do you believe that states that are doing better than the rest of the India are not getting due share or due recognition?
See, I agree that you don't have to mention all the 29 states and union territories. But you have to mention some states and some projects of importance. She said nothing. She only mentioned Bihar, Bihar, Bihar. 4 times, I think she mentioned Bihar and Patna and what is that? Makana. Makana board. Maybe she will come next time to Rajya Sabha from Bihar. Who knows?
Okay, right?
Okay. I remember the history of the insurance bill. When I first introduced the insurance bill under the United Front government, I proposed 20% FDI. Under the leadership of Mr. Vajpayee ji, the BJP opposed it, stoutly opposed it. And we had to give up that clause, give up that bill in fact. Today they have traveled a long way from opposing 20% to proposing 100%. It was inevitable. But the BJP cannot look beyond its nose. You have to see what the future will hold and what direction we will take. But you have to be bold, like Dr. Manmohan Singh. You have to be bold. But they have no ideas, no vision, and no capacity to implement their existing programs. Gaurav and I have listed the number of sectors where they have fallen woefully short of the budget allocation. Why? Either the ministers don't know how to run their ministries, or the finance ministry doesn't drive them to spend the money. The programs are all left orphaned. If you don't spend the money, how will the program be implemented?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.